Officials in India have launched rescue operations in the country's southern Kerala state after heavy monsoon rains triggered deadly landslides that swept through homes and stranded hundreds of people.
인도 남부 케릴라주에서 몬순 우기 폭우로 인한 대형 산사태가 발생하여 주택이 휩쓸리고 수백 명이 고립되면서 인도 당국이 구조 작업에 착수했습니다. Okay, well, I've seen pictures of the landslides, and it's devastating. Tell us more.
Sure is. From what I read yesterday, they're saying the death toll has already surpassed 150. Could be high, likely is higher than that. Many of whom, unfortunately, drowned. Authorities say, and they said casualties obviously were expected to rise after at least two landslides hit the Kerala state's northeastern district in the early hours of Tuesday. And one of the big things is rescue workers are facing treacherous conditions themselves, just trying to save people. But from what was posted on X on Wednesday from the Indian Army, they said at least 1,000 people had been rescued so far.
Okay.
So, I think we need to sort of really give a shout out to the rescue operations there and the rescue workers, because that's, heavy rain. There's a lack of power as well. So they're doing a lot of this in the dark. There's destroyed bridges. Roads have been blocked. So it's,
They're doing the very best they can.
They're doing their very best in
despite
very
everything.
treacherous conditions.
그렇습니다. Very treacherous conditions. 정말
Dangerous
끔찍한 위험한 이 상황 속에서도 구조 작업이 계속 이어지고 있습니다. 사망자도 지금 속출하고 있는 상황인데 자, 표현 보겠습니다. Rescue operations, you just mentioned that, but
Sure.
that's the whole operation.
Right,
we're talking about.
actions that are taken to save people from danger. If you rescue someone, you save them from danger. So
Sure.
these operations, we mean different actions that a country or a military army would take.
맞습니다. 자, 여기서 말하는 rescue operations가 구조 작업이 되겠습니다. Search and rescue라고 하기도 하고요. 찾아서 구조를 해야 되니까. 그다음에 trigger something.
To cause something to start. So the heavy rains caused the landslides. The landslides wouldn't have happened if there hadn't been the heavy rain.
그렇죠. trigger는 무언가를 촉발시킨다라는 뜻입니다. Here's the headline again. Officials in India have launched rescue operations in the country's southern Kerala state after heavy monsoon rains triggered deadly landslides and that swept through homes and stranded hundreds of people. Let's move on to the next headline.
Divers have discovered a 19th century shipwreck off the Swedish coast, loaded to the brim with unopened champagne bottles that could have been destined for a Russian czar.
네. 자, 이번 헤드라인은 이제 다이버들이 스웨덴 해안에서 러시아 차르에게 향했을 수도 있는 미개봉 샴페인병이 가득 실린 19세기 난파선을 발견했다는 소식입니다. 이 차르라는 것은 러시아의 황제를 얘기합니다. The Emperor of Russia at the time was maybe expecting these lovely champagne bottles to arrive. We don't know for sure, but that could be what happened.
Yeah, not only champagne bottles, there was also mineral water, which this is where and also porcelain, they said. So this was found by a Polish diving team. Now the clay bottles that had the water in it was made by a German company that's still in business. So
really?
Yeah, so they're saying that because of the stamp on these clay bottles, they're saying that this shipment was produced between 1850 and 1867. Now, a thing about this mineral water is that back in those days, mineral water was treated like medicine. And they say it found its way to royal tables. Obviously, you had to be sort of in the royal class to be able to get that. And it was so precious back then that it was usually escorted by police. So there were 100 sealed bottles in this shipwreck. Now, the leader of this team, he told the BBC that he believes this treasure could have been destined for St. Petersburg on its way to right, exactly, on its way to Russia for Tsar Nicholas I, because in 1852 it was reported that he lost a ship in that area. So if we look at the time frame here of it all sort of matches. That's why they're linking this to the Russian Tsar.
네, 자, 정말 신기하게도 이 샴페인 병과 그다음에 미네랄 워터도 발견이 됐는데요. 그 병에 그 어느 회사에서 만들었는지, 그다음에 이제 연도도 대략적으로 추정을 할 수 있는 마킹들이 아직 남아있다고 합니다. 그래서 추정하건대 1850년부터 1867년 사이에 만들어진 그런 샴페인이나 미네랄 워터였을 것이다. 특히 그 당시에는요, 미네랄 워터는 아무나 마시는 게 아니었대요. 정말 귀족, 왕, 황제 이런 분들의 테이블 위에 올라가는 거였다고 하는데 또 마침 그때 러시아의 차르, 그 황제인 니콜라스 더 퍼스트가 1852년경에 배를 한 척 잃었다라는 기록이 별도로 있답니다. 그럼 그 배가 이 배가 아닐까? 이렇게 지금 연결고리가 지어지는 것 같아요. Wow. Just imagine. How long has it been since the 1850s? I can't do the math, but
150 years?
Yeah, right. A long,
If
long
not
time.
more, 170?
Yeah. And they found around 100 bottles. That's amazing.
Yeah, and and I think what they're wondering is, can this wine? Can people drink it?
Yeah,
Because, like,
because wine gets better over time, right?
Like it's not the oldest wine that's ever been, or champagne that's ever been found.
그러게요. 일단은 요거를 하나하나 조심스럽게 꺼내야겠지만 혹시 지금도 마실 수 있지 않을까 하는 그런 질문들도 나오고 있을 법하네요. 자, 표현 보겠습니다. The ship was filled to the brim with bottles.
Right, they're just making this.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
really, but that's kind of just an expression.
Yeah.
If something is loaded to the brim, usually we'll talk about cups.
Yes.
If you pour so much liquid into your cup, it's right to the top. That's the brim.
Exactly. 고의로 쓴 표현입니다. 원래 to the brim은 우리 잔 가득 차게 음료를 따랐을 때 정말 꼭대기까지 가득 차게 따르면 you fill your cup to the brim이라고 하는데요.
So the brim is the top edge of a container. Also on a
Exactly.
hat, the
Yeah.
brim is the front part that
챙.
comes out.
네, 맞아요. 모자의 챙도 brim이라고 하는데.
Many baseball players will bend the
Yeah.
brim of their hat.
맞아요. 자, 그런데 여기서는 좀 비유적으로 이 배가 가득 차게 이 샴페인 병과 미네랄 워터 병으로 가득 차 있었다라는 표현을 쓰고 있습니다. The shipwreck was filled to the brim. Obviously a sort of figurative expression and
Right.
used deliberately, I think, because we're talking about things you drink.
Right, and they're trying to say how much. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, there you
yeah.
go. Right, they definitely did it that way. And also to emphasize how much there was.
Yes. It could have been destined for a Russian Tsar.
Sure, when we say destined for something, means that's where it's intended to go. So we talked in the first part about all the cars that have been shipped, Korean cars that have been shipped to the U.S. or
Yeah.
shipped to Canada, shipped to Australia. They might say, oh, this shipment is destined for the U.S. This shipment here is destined for Australia.
맞아요. They destined for 어디 아니면 누구누구라고 하면은 누구로 향해 어디를 향해서라는 뜻입니다. 그래서 우리가 차르라고 하는 이 황제라는 단어가 영어로는 tsar 이렇게 발음을 하고요. 스펠링도 두 가지가 있습니다. 하나는 T-S-A-R 또 하나는 C-Z-A-R 둘 다 똑같은 단어인데 이 스펠링이 좀 두 가지가 존재를 합니다. 그래서 어쩌면은 러시아 황제를 향해 가고 있었을지도 모르는 그런 좀 고급 샴페인과 미네랄 워터였을 것이다. 그게 한 100병 정도 발견이 됐습니다. 이 난파선에. 자, 다시 읽어보겠습니다. Divers have discovered a 19th century shipwreck of the Swedish coast loaded to the brim with unopened champagne bottles that could have been destined for a Russian Tsar. And here's our final headline.
Hordes of dragonflies have been filmed descending upon a beach in the U.S. state of Rhode Island, terrifying beachgoers.
미국 로드아일랜드주의 한 해변에 잠자리 떼가 내려와 해변을 찾는 사람들을 공포에 떨게 하는 장면이 촬영됐습니다. So, how many dragonflies are we talking about here?
Oh, hordes.
Tens? Hundreds? Thousands?
If you hear hordes of
Yeah.
something, it means a very, very large amount.
Yeah, I've seen pictures and they cover the sky.
It was insane. It looked
Yeah.
like
plague
a
or
science fiction
something.
movie or something like that.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of them on the way here actually when I was walking here, but I wouldn't classify that as hordes. And because of what I read about them, I wasn't scared at all.
Okay.
So a dragonfly expert that was quoted in one of the articles I found said that normally this kind of swarm, this normally takes place during the typical migration period for dragonflies, which is between mid-August and mid-September. They relocate because of their habitats, like swamps and bogs, dry up.
Okay.
But she's saying in this case, it probably just happened a little bit early this year. The big thing was, she said, is it doesn't, you don't have to be afraid of dragonflies. That dragonflies, they have excellent vision. So they're not going to fly into people's faces.
Yeah.
And one of the things is dragonflies are a very key part of the ecosystem. They eat mosquitoes, they eat other pests. They also serve as food for birds and even carnivorous plants.
Okay.
So in this area, there's some wetland areas in this area that we're in. So there'd be a lot of dragonflies around here.
Exactly. 네. 뭐 다행이라고 해야 될지. 유해한 곤충은 아니니까요. 뭐 사람을 공격한다든지 그러지는 않아서 다행이긴 합니다만 너무나 많은 이 잠자리떼가 갑자기 로드 아일랜드의 한 해변에 나타나서 사람들이 그래서 깜짝 놀랐다라는 거고요. 그러나 전문가들은 너무 두려워할 필요는 없다. 이동 시기가 조금 앞당겨진 것으로 그렇게 보여진다라고 합니다. 자, 굉장히 많을 때는요. lots of라고 할 수도 있겠지만 hordes of라는 표현도 쓸 수 있습니다.
Tons of something.
Yeah.
I'm sure, there's hordes of people now descending upon Paris for the Olympics.
아, 그렇죠. hordes of는 HORDES, 그다음에 of something, 아주 많은 무엇이라는 뜻입니다.
And it's normally like, people or, in this case,
Animals,
animals,
yeah.
insects.
Exactly. And you also said a lot of people will be descending upon Paris. What's that?
When people, in this case, when I said people would be descending upon Paris, a large amount of people will arrive there. I
그래요.
think we did this word. I think we did this last week.
We
Descending on or
may
descending
have looked
upon.
at it before, but it's always useful to review these expressions.
A lot of the times, like in this context, it's when they say it descended upon the beach, tons of these dragonflies showed up and it was unexpected. In the case of, we're talking about the Olympics, they're expecting that.
Yeah.
They know a lot of people are going to descend upon it. But in this case, there's the nuance of it was unexpected.
Yeah, you can also say descend on
Right.
as well. descend on이나 descend upon이나 다 마찬가지인데요. 어디에 도착하다라는 뜻입니다. descend라는 것 자체가 원래 위에서 아래로 내려온다는 뜻이 있기 때문에 마치 동시에 하늘에서 뚝 떨어진 것 같은 느낌도 있을 수 있어요. 갑자기 많은 사람들이 몰렸을 때도 쓸 수 있는 표현이다.
So a lot of people like hiking in Korea. So when you go up the mountain, you would be making your ascent.
Yes.
And when you come down the mountain, you're making your descent.
그렇죠. 이제 하산 또 descend 하는 것으로 표현할 수 있습니다. Here's the headline again. Hordes of dragonflies have been filmed descending upon a beach in the US state of Rhode Island, terrifying beachgoers.